Hi guys, it's Elena and I'm enchanted to have you be here on my channel. Hello and welcome. I'm glad you're here. Super excited that you're here. If you've been here before, hello and welcome back. And if this is your first time, consider liking, subscribing, becoming part of my YouTube family. I do a ton of unboxings, witchy things, sharing some of my pagan life with you. So just come join my family. That'd be awesome. So on today's video, as you have probably read the title, which hopefully made you click on this video, I am doing a self-love jar or self-love spell, however you want to put it. Self-love spell in a jar, maybe, kind of, sort of. And at the end, I'm also going to be doing a giveaway, also self-love related. So if you are into witchy stuff, hang around, let's work up some magic. So I'm kind of in my new corner, I suppose, part of my office. I put up the lunar tapestry and kind of covered up the mess of a shelf that was here. If you've seen my other spell video, that type of thing. My working altar is up here, or like my constant altar, and this is like a bookshelf pretty much, and it has books and boxes and other things, and I use this little table and the little like meditating chair to kind of do most of my work and that. So hopefully this is okay. Let me know if you have any better ideas how to cover it up, because this is right now what I'm using. It's like cardboard covered with. Anyways, let's continue on with, well, the spell jar, I suppose. So I'm gonna bring this up right here, and I'm gonna go over the ingredients that you need. You're going to need a candle. So I would recommend a pink candle or a pinkish candle. A white candle would work great, and I suggest using a candle that kind of has a pool reservoir, so to speak. So if you're using a taper candle, it would work for the taper portion of it, but it's not going to get that melty wax kind of like together or pooled. So I'm using a little tea light candle, and I don't have a pink tea light candle. Oh gosh. But what I do have are little wax seal beads, and they're pink. So I'm just gonna add it to here, and when this is melted, it's just gonna mix all together and it's gonna give it a little bit of pinkish. So if you do like wax seals and you have a pink wax seal, add it to your candle, it'll change its color. Or if you add Crayola crayons, you can add like a couple shavings of it to change the color of the candle, so that would work as well. You also need a jar. So I'm using a fairly little jar because I don't really think it's necessary to go humongous with a spell jar. It's the intent that counts, and this just helps visualize everything, and it just kind of helps put everything together, so to speak. And I'm using Palo Santo, and this is going to be to help clear the space, cleanse the jar once I light up. And over here, oh gosh, let me see if I can pick this up without everything falling over. Eek. I'll be using a couple different ingredients. So pen and paper. That's almost like all of my spells that I use, I write down some sort of intention. I feel like that just gives it more power. There's something about writing things down in your hand that just makes things a lot more magical. I'm using a pink ribbon. Now this is optional. I won't be burning the paper this time. I'm going to be tying the pink ribbon around it and putting it inside the jar. Pink kind of gives me more of like a romantic kind of love-ish vibe, so that it reminds me of rose quartz. I have rose quartz and regular quartz all across my little altar over here, as well as selenite, just to kind of help purify all the energies. I will be using cinnamon, Himalayan salt, also known as like pink salt. You can get it in rock form or you can get it in powdered form, doesn't matter, still same effect. And I'll be using, what are you, basil, and I'll be using chamomile, and I'll be using little kind of like rose quartz crystal pieces, and an apple. So I'm also going to be using my working knife. Now don't get confused. Working knife and an athame. An athame you don't actually use to cut anything. A working knife is the knife that you use to either harvest herbs, prepare things, actually physically cut things. So that's another thing. That's mainly for the apple. If you don't need to have a fancy working knife, kitchen knife works just fine as long as you can cut the apple. That's kind of what the use for it is. Alright, now let me go over a little bit of why I'm using these ingredients, just to kind of provide a little bit of education and background and that type of thing. So Palo Santo is because it's a very good cleansing herb bark. So this is used to clean and purify the area, dispel any negativity. It works very similar to sage and it smells amazing. The color pink is associated with love, with care, with femininity as well. And I don't know about you, but I'm a girl and femininity is kind of my thing, so I really enjoy having love be kind of pinkish and just wonderful and delightful. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's just for females. It's just a love color overall, and it's very like muted. It's a nice color, and it usually symbolizes love or friendship or things like that. So starting off with basil, and basil is one of my favorite herbs to work with. It has so many uses, so many meanings, not to mention it's in cooking and it's delicious and it smells amazing. So basil has a meaning of love, and it also dispels confusions, fear, and weakness, which I think is great putting it into a self-love jar. I kind of wanted to dispel any fears about myself, any weaknesses that I have towards myself, because I have bad days and good days where I walk by the mirror and I feel great, and then I walk by the mirror and I just absolutely hate the way that I look. I don't know if you can relate, but this is kind of something that I do on occasion. So next we're going to do Himalayan salt. Himalayan salt contains properties of regular salt, which is perfect for purifying, protection, cleansing as well. It's great to keep in a jar or in a spell, that type of thing. Not only does it preserve all the things in there, for instance all the herbs, if they weren't dried they won't like rot inside the jar. And Himalayan salt also has that pinkish tint, has that love color, and it has similar properties to rose quartz, where it'll provide you with a little bit of love, a little bit of power through that. Next is chamomile. Chamomile also stands for love, but not only does chamomile stand for love, it helps relax you, helps relieve stress. You can either drink it, use it, smell it, however it works. Working it in the jar alongside with this spell works great. And chamomile also helps with healing, so healing vibes towards myself is always needed. Then we're gonna go into cinnamon. I have used cinnamon before and other of my spells. I'm gonna link my Simple Witchy Things playlist up in one of the corners up there so you can check them out. Cinnamon also stands for love and anti-stress and healing, so it'll be another great addition to the little jar. Rose quartz, I have already explained it, and now let's talk about the apple. An apple is a very powerful magical tool. You will see if you cut it in half, not like the average way that you would cut it, but if you were to cut it across this way so that the stems are pointing out and you open it, it creates a pentagram. It has its own little star. It is great. The fae in my backyard love them. And it's a very like big love type of symbol. Could be also used as could also be used as a symbol for fertility and other things, but main part of it is love and friendship and healing. So all of this is kind of a combination of things for healing, things for love, things for just to improve my soul. So hopefully you guys will kind of follow along. There's a cat hair over here. And well, enjoy this spell. Alright, I'm first going to start off with lighting the candle, because I want the wax in there to melt and be nice and runny. It will be covering up the jar. Oh, another little bonus that I'm using that you definitely don't need, but I'm a little extra, is I have a wax seal, and it has a little love heart on there. So that would be perfect to cover up the wax and put a little heart on there. That way I know for sure what the spell jar is for. Alright, so I'm going to light this. Who else loves the smell of matches? I don't know if I'm the only like really weird one, but I just love the way matches smell. And then I'm going to light this guy up. Pop that there. Oh, it smells good. Just let it burn a bit. And then I'm gonna smoke cleanse the area. So we're gonna go counterclockwise to banish anything negative. Dispel any negativity around here, either from yourself, from the surrounding area, any of the items. This is burning really well. That's why I lit the candle first, in case I need to light this back up again. Then I'm going to go through and cleanse all the items. Now envision everything being cleansed and cleaned. I'm going to place it over here for now. Oh gosh. So I can open up my knife, clean that as well, and open up the jar. So first, starting off with the jar, just gonna smoke cleanse it as much as I can. It's okay if you need to relight the Palo Santo. Sometimes these herbs don't have a long burning time. So if you need to redo it, that's totally fine. There we go. That's the smoke I need. Oh, look how cool that looks. Alright, I'm going to set this aside, let it keep burning, and I'm going to continue on with my work. First, I'm going to sheath this little dude so I don't stab myself. Alright, on to the rest of it. I'm going to start off with adding salt into my jar. This word open. I don't want to do too much, just cover the base a little bit. Any size jar would work. You don't have to fill it up all the way. Whatever feels right to you, you just keep going with it. Just gonna shake it around in the base. Next, I'm going to write kind of like a love note to myself, or put down that I love myself, I accept myself, I am myself, something around those lines. So take your little piece of paper, go ahead and write a little love note from yourself to yourself. Okay, once that is done, I'm going to attempt to roll this up, but if I just fold it up, that works fine too. There we go. Now make sure the paper that you use will fit into your jar, because this is going to go in there. And I'm going to take this ribbon, I'm going to take a part of it, tie it around, like a message in a bottle. Now there are so many other ingredients that represent love, that could represent self-love better than the ones that I've presented. I want to kind of show you that the items, you can go to the grocery store and pick them up. So it's not necessarily anything extra. It doesn't have to be a specific metaphysical shop. All of these ingredients, probably except the rose quartz, you can pick up at a grocery store. Okay, I'm gonna use my fancy knife. Oh gosh. Very not super sharp knife. Oh no. There we go. And I don't need that ribbon anymore. Tie it a little better because it's unraveling. And it's okay if your spell's not perfect and it's not super aesthetic and it's not like super fancy. As long as it's you and part of you and you're putting your heart and soul into the work, your intention into the work, that's what's important. So I'm gonna place that in there. Next, I'm gonna take my, these bottles don't want to open, my rose quartz. And I'm using a fair amount of it because I have a ton of it since subscription boxes keep showering me with rose quartz. And I don't really have much use for this fine grain of rose quartz other than spell jars or little spell satchels. So I'm going to use a fair bit of it, but you don't have to. You can use just a couple pieces, or you can use just a small piece of quartz. As long as you can put something in there that has a little bit of like a crystal and a bit more powerful aspect to it, go ahead. So I'm going to leave it in my palm, and I'm just going to kind of meditate over it and envision love and happiness and joy towards myself and of myself and acceptance and all those wonderful things. With this, take your time as long as you need. Feel the warmth of the stones or stone in your palm. Feel its energy. Feel it tingling up your arm, up your elbow, to your shoulder, to your spine. Envision all the love possible. Fill your heart with it. Fill your being with it. As soon as you're ready, place your crystal or crystals into the jar. Take a moment to just breathe. That one escaped. I'm going to move that out of the way since I don't need it. Next, we're going to take the apple. I'm going to kind of use this as a cutting board. And you're going to hold it with the stem part and like its bottom part sideways. So you're going to cut this apple in half sideways. There we go. And when you open up the apple, you can see that there's a pentagram in there. And, oh, I need my knife back. I'm gonna pop out some of the seeds inside. Got one. Come on. We're gonna be using the seeds, that's why I'm messing around with them. There we go. Perfect. So however many seeds are in there, this one doesn't have any. You can see the perfect stars in there. I'm gonna put them on the side of my little thing. And the seeds are going to go inside the jar. Next, I'm going to take a little bit more salt and do another layer over that. Just moving everything out of the way. Okay, I'm going to shake it a little bit so it's flat. Take a deep breath. Do this slow. Feel every moment, every part, every energy of it. Just work with intention. Next up, I'm going to take a chamomile. It's for love and healing. You're going to hold it. Just breathe in Feel its energies. Feel it warming up in your palm, how it's sending little tingles down your hand, up your arms. Envision the energy from it, healing energy, calming energy, loving energy. Take as long as you need to meditate on it, to feel it, to accept love. And whenever you're ready, you're gonna sprinkle as much as feels right into your jar. Okay, we have that. Next, I'm gonna move on to cinnamon. Same thing, feel its loving energies, feel all of its energies, accept it. Take your time. Don't worry that it's taking long. It's okay. As long as you start feeling connected to it and you feel ready, then you can use it. There's just something so delightful about apple and cinnamon. Pour it in, however much feels right for your jar. This isn't a baking show. You don't need any specific ingredients. You don't need any specific amounts of the ingredients. Just going to shake it a little. Take time to breathe in between each step. Next up, I'm gonna do the basil. Same thing, gonna hold it, gonna feel it, gonna embrace it. All the love, dispelling any confusion, any fears, any weaknesses about yourself. Just let all of the negativity go and accept only love and acceptance and peace and happiness, all of that. So if you start to get emotional, that's okay. You can cry, let out all of that negative energies. Just release anything negative about yourself from yourself and accept only love, joy, and peace. Whenever you're ready, add it to your jar. However much feels right. Take time between each step to continue meditating and visualizing it. Feel all the energies. Lastly, I'm going to take the salt and just cover up the top of it, just to help encompass all of those things inside. I am filling my jar to the brim. You don't necessarily have to. I'm just gonna pat everything down. Okay. Then you're going to take your jar. Careful not to spill any of it. And I like the way mine came out. I think it's cute. You're gonna hold the top of it in your hand, and you're gonna hold the jar in your other hand. You're gonna envision all the love possible, that warmth, that happiness, things that bring joy to your soul. Then whenever you're ready, you're gonna say, you can write your own, whatever feels right, or say something else, but I like to say, I am love and I love me. With this jar sealed, so mote it be. Then I'm going to continue holding it and just meditating over it and feeling that this jar is for you, for your soul, for your being, just to help you love yourself and accept yourself. All those warm, fuzzy thoughts. Take your time, as long as you need. Alright, I'm gonna take the leftover of my ribbon. You don't necessarily need a ribbon, but I think it'll give it a cute little aesthetic. And I'm just going to tie it around. It's not like it's doing any actual holding of the jar. I just think that little pink ribbons look cute. And it gives it a personal touch. So the more you can personalize your jar, the more connected you will be with it. Did a little bow. There is that. Keeping it away from the flame so it doesn't catch fire. So next, if you were to have a pink candle, it should have been nice and melted by now. But my candle needs to be mixed around a little bit since it's pink self, and I put the little beads in there, so I'm just mixing it around in the candle to give it some of that pinkness. Right now it's just kind of a chunk, so, and that's okay. You don't have to be perfect for it. I've been a practicing witch for 13 years, and well, as long as you do you, that's all that matters. Now, I know some people like completely dip the jar in it or things like that. I just like to kind of pour the wax over it just to have it be sealed, but not necessarily like super sealed. And make sure you put something underneath that the wax isn't going to destroy. Like I have it on a little mirror, which is easy to clean up, and I'm just going to slowly pour it over. Come on. Gonna go that way. That way. Oh no, it's going onto my cloth. I can get it out a different time. So I'm just gonna hold over the candle of it a little bit and let it drip. I'm gonna turn it so it doesn't continue spilling on my cloth. See, years of practice and still not perfect. It said that was enough wax, so there it goes. So I'm going to take my wax seal. This has never happened before. Just kind of leave it on there and let the wax dry. Sometimes it's unpredictable, and that's okay. Just be careful. So let's continue. What you're going to do with the apples is 1/2 is going to be an offering you can leave outside somewhere in like a tree area or grassy area. In this part, you're going to eat and accept all that love. Or take a couple bites. And to me, I'm envisioning not only am I doing a self-love jar and kind of building up all of that, now I'm internalizing everything that I've kind of put together. And this apple is really good. You don't have to eat all of it. And just envision you internalizing all of that love that you've just built up. All those energies are now within you. And with that, the spell is complete. Don't forget to give this part to the universe or to little critters in your backyard. This is the way that the wax came out of my candle. It's not the greatest, but it should work. it's exactly kind of what it needs to do, and it has its own personality. So here's the little jar. Oh, it even tied in the bow. I think it's perfect. To me, this is a perfect jar. So hopefully your guys' jars come out just as perfect. Alright, so that was pretty much it for the spell. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys understood it and followed it, I suppose. Felt those energies, felt that love, and hopefully it's gonna... I think I have a cat hair in my nose. It help you out. It does help me out. I do those on occasion. I usually do like spell little sachets and kind of keep them by my bed, things like that. That little jar is going to be by my bedside or somewhere near my mirror where I kind of look at myself often just to help me out. This is Lila. She likes to hang out with me sometimes. So on to the part that you're probably a little bit more excited about. And I'm doing a giveaway, a small little giveaway. Now I'm reusing the Moon monthly box as like a shipping box because it's just the perfect size. And let me show you the kind of goodies that you're going to be getting. Now all of this is, I have cat hair everywhere. Now all of this is self-love related and help you with that aspect. I'm going to kind of go over little things I have. So these little pieces are from my past subscription boxes that I don't have a use for, and I really hope some of you are going to have a good use for it. So instead of them just hanging around my house, I figured I would do a little giveaway for people that are watching and supporting me. So other than the moon box aside, inside you're going to get the Stress Relief Tea Tree Mint Spray, and it's an aromatherapy shower spray. I received 2 boxes of Lunar Late, and both of them, I have 2 of these pretty much. And it smells amazing. I love adding this to the shower. You're also going to get, I think it's pronounced Wild or W-Y-L-D, a little facial sponge. You're going to get a Grace and Stella Rose Spray. I really like this spray. One of the other subscription boxes gave me a much larger size of this spray, and I love it. So this came with, I think it was the Moon, one of the little boxes, and they gave a smaller sample size. You'll also receive the Bamboo Lysel Eye Pillow. It's all pink and wonderful and self-loving, and it's still closed. It's unopened. All of these are completely closed. Very unopened and not used at all. That type of thing. And a couple other things that are not part of subscription boxes. This is from my Etsy shop. It is a little pocket crystal. It's a little heart of a rose quartz. It has a clip on it that you can clip onto your keys, your purse, your bag, and you kind of want to bring it with you. It's perfect size to carry around with you. And when you do your spell, you can keep this close by to your spell and kind of have it embrace those energies as well, and then carry it with you like a reminder. And you will also receive, oh gosh, I already tied this up well, a rose quartz sphere crystal with a stand. That way you can put it next to your jar or with your jar, or anywhere where you need a little bit of love. So it's like a little sphere crystal. It's about, it's fairly small, but it's a good working size if you want to work with it or meditate with it. And it comes with a little stand. So this is my little giveaway for you guys because, well, you're here and supporting me. Now, the requirements for the giveaway. It's not necessary. I don't want you to subscribe just to be part of this giveaway. You can subscribe if your heart reaches out to it. I have an Instagram, you can follow me there, but that's not the requirement at all. The requirements to participate in this giveaway is in the comments. I want you to put down 1 or 2 or 3 things that you love about yourself. Now, be really mindful about it. Don't be like, oh, I love my hair. Explain why. Like, oh, I love the way that my hair curls, or I love the way that my hair feels, something like that. So the requirements to participate in this giveaway is I want you to put down in the comments of what you love about yourself, and in 48 hours I'm going to pick a winner and I'm going to post another video alongside with my channel updates and the giveaway announcement. Whoever won, and I'll contact you before it, make sure that we can that I can send it to you. If not, we'll figure things out along the way. So first of all, participate in this giveaway. Put down in the comments below what you love about yourself. And I guess that is it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You know, it'd be awesome to have you join my little YouTube family, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye!